On episode 3 of the Trash Panda, we tear down the cabinet some more and upgrade the speakers. Okay, to gain access to the speakers, you have to remove this side blade on the left and right sides. To do that, there's a screw back here and a screw down here at the base, and then once we have this upper bracket off, that'll expose another upper screw that we'll have to take off to remove the blade. Cut that. Removing this upper screw, you'll gain access to this bracket or panel that basically comes off. It's kind of pretty long, and then your bracket just pulls forward and comes out. The lower screw, which is down there, let's see, I think you're in view, is right here. A short one. That comes off there. Then you have this upper one right here. Bring it back into view. Upper one here. That's a short one also. With that, blade simply comes off and set it to the side. And what that does is gives you access to your monitor and your speakers, upper and lower, and the brackets that hold the blade on and what have you, and some of the wiring for the upper topper. So let me pull off the other side and we'll move on to the speakers. Okay, you'll notice with the blades off, you got 2 screws here and 2 screws on the other side, and corresponding on the second row down below down there. So you remove basically those 8 screws, and your speakers and front panels will come off as one piece. This is also how you would turn the monitor from landscape into portrait mode, to say if you wanted to run strictly vertical games, shooters and what have you, stuff like that. So the monitor on this cabinet is able to rotate to do that. Not all of them can. 2 uppers and 2 lowers. The lower has that bracket for the side blade, and let's see, get you down there. Down to this view here. That was inevitable. And with that, we'll be able to remove the speaker boxes. Okay, on the bottom row here, you have this little lip bracket held in with 3 screws, and you have to remove them to remove the bottom row panel. It wouldn't be a proper arcade video if I didn't put my big head in the way of the camera. So there you go. Okay, with that lip removed, set it aside, and your panel should slide right up. And you have existing wiring to deal with. These plugs. Which are a pain in the ass. So, since we're not going to use this existing wiring, and from what I understand they're wired in like this weird parallel anyways, let's just cut them. Make it easier on ourselves. Make it easy on myself. Alright. And there we go, one panel out with speaker boxes attached. Okay, it looks like we got 2 upper screws, one here, to remove this lip that holds the front upper speaker box in place. Let's remove them and see what we get. There's one. And there's 2. Let me spin this around and we'll be right back. Okay, we got those screws removed and basically grab the bracket here and it'll slide right out. With that, we can grab the speaker panel. And remove that. Okay, here's the speaker boxes themselves. You can remove the boxes from the center panel with the screws here. I'm just going to pop open these 4 screws and see what kind of quality we find inside first. Okay. Interesting. Looks like we'll have to take the 4 screws off from the front here to remove the speaker from the front. Are those screws? Those riveted. Be right back. Okay, it looks like the speaker's held in with Allen screws. So. Isn't it? What the fuck? Okay, Allen screws hold the speakers in place. Take them out here, see what we got. Okay. Speaker grill is part of the front panel. So, assuming they'll push out. No, they will not. There's 4 more screws down here in the corners that have to be removed to remove the whole panel off the front. So the box does have to be removed to remove these. Let's see. Oh, let me grab my trusty light. Okay, speaker panel also has these 2 nuts here and 2 screws. Looks like the 2 nuts need to be removed for this panel to detach from the speaker box. So we got our nut driver here. Drop the wires. Speaker is out. Okay, after comparing the 2 speakers, the ones I removed from the cabinet versus the ones I had as replacements, I don't really know if they're an upgrade or not. This is a paper cone speaker. It does have a decent sized magnet and shielding on it. And this is like a neoprene with a silicone construction. Also with a decent sized magnet, but so I don't know how big of an upgrade this is gonna be really. So I guess I got to do some more research online and see what I can find in this form factor to see what we can upgrade to. The Altec Lansing does have a back seal to the base of it, if that's anything. And it's pros versus cons. So I don't know. Have to do some research and figure it out. Okay, here's the speaker panels completely disassembled. Bare bones, all the hardware, speakers. The center sections, they're universal. They're symmetrical. They'll flop top to bottom 180 out. So that doesn't matter on those. Same with the boxes. All the boxes have inserts into the particle board here. Mostly are cracked like that. So the wood's really thin and cheap. Allen head screws with inserts that hold the front panel on in the grill. I'm going to do some research and see what kind of speakers I can fit in this size box. Maybe not round, maybe one of those 3x5s. I don't know if we have enough meat or material in the box here to hold it, but I could do something fancy with maybe a center mount inside this panel because there's nothing behind those. So who knows? Like I said, this is a Chinese Vewlix, so cutting it up, modifying it is not a problem. It's all about function and quality, the quality of the experience and the sound of the game and everything. So, yeah, with that said, I'll do some research on this and we'll move on to the next part of the build. Okay, back to the speakers. I decided to use these Altec Lansings for now while I decide on what I'm going to upgrade the speakers to once I get an amp and figure out the configuration for that. Maybe do a soundbar hidden in the backside and to make a flush look with no speaker grills altogether. We'll see. Anyways, my board here is about 2 foot and I need 4-foot sections of wire. So measure that out twice like that. Give a snip, snip. Make 4 of these, set them aside. Here's number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Okay, we got white wire is negative, or blue wire with white stripe is negative, and all blue would be positive. Got ads running in the background. Let's see. Could grab my wire strippers, but let's see if this works. It does not work. Let me go grab the wire strippers. I'll be right back. Okay, back on wiring up the speakers. We got to remove these old wires that I cut. And to do that, they're soldered on. So simply heat up the pan. Hopefully the old solder will cooperate. Not very cooperative. Oh, there we go, a little bit. You got to be careful on these wires too, because you don't know who soldered them, and sometimes I've had an instance where the wire is wrapped around the post and you go to pull it off and you have hot solder splattering back on you. You wouldn't want to get that in your eye or anything like that. One down. 2. Three. And 4. Okay. Got that done. I'll just drop that there for now. And onto our wiring. I got this blue stuff. It's marked for white for the negative stripe. Just separate them here. Take our wire strippers. Set it in there. Do the fancy pull, and it strips. She strips. Okay. Get the cheaters on because I'm blind as usual. Anyone plus 50? That's the benefit of getting old. Stick my big old head in front of the camera where you can't see. Don't want to poke through there. Poke through the hole. Pick up some solder here. I'll try to. Tack it. Pull it good. Go through the other hole. Good enough? Not good enough. Okay. Take your speaker, check the wires, do a little tug test. We're good. Alright, 3 more to do, and I won't bore you with that, so I'll do them off camera. We'll move on to the next one. Well, we got a clogged up solder hole here. So, got our trusty solder sucker. And we got a cord hole. So, this is not the channel to learn how to solder on, because I do it occasionally. So someone that does it all the time will definitely do a better job than I can. So I suggest, if you're learning how to solder, go watch someone that does a specific video on that. Okay, back to mounting the speakers. The speakers are originally just inserted here in the box loosely and pinched in between the grill and that front plate. So snake our wiring through there, drop the speaker in the face, and it kind of haphazardly just floats here in the box, unfortunately. So just install the grill, line them up with the insert, the brass inserts that are there, then your bezel, and your Allen screws. Okay,